All right, guys, welcome back to the final round. My name is Jake, and we got some awesome motherfucking boxing coming up this weekend. This is the big boxing preview show number 5, I think. Who effing knows? We got ourselves a load of boxing this weekend. Um, Obviously headlined by Ring 4 in Riyadh. 4 huge world title fights. I mean, I'm gonna sum this up. The winner of each fight, I mean, it's pretty clear for Bam and for Benavidez for their fights. Um, but it's pretty much every fight pretty much determines the flag bearer of that division especially for the near future. Bam Rodriguez might be the flag bearer for all of lower weight fighting. The winner of Sam Noakes Abdullah Mason might unify the titles at 135. The winner of Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. is going to be in the mix heavily, especially if it's Haney's problem. I mean, skill wise, Haney should unify the division. Hope he doesn't. Fucking hope he gets knocked out. Um, and then Benavidez versus Yard. I mean, this is gonna be a war, but we'll get to it. So obviously, want to go over a couple other cards happening this weekend. There's actually a sort of a decent. We got the Vasserman Boxing. They got a decent card on Friday in Brighton Center in Sussex, England. It's not like an amazing card. I mean, it's not great, but it's got a couple decent names on there, and I want to give it some shout out. So you got a bunch of young guys fighting cans. Really, I do want to just take a look at one guy on here who I think is pretty solid. This guy, Niall Brown. Good fighter. He's 28 years old, 16-0, 6 knockouts, really solid boxer, got a really good footwork. He hasn't fought anybody good. He's been fighting mostly cans his whole career. I mean, he's just been, he is doing what guys like Christian Turner and MMA are doing. He's record padding, and honestly, for a lot of guys who aren't under Frank Warren's banner or Eddie Hearn's banner, if you're under Boxer or like Vasserman Boxing or Shane McGuigan and all those guys, you don't really have an option. You sort of have to record pad, to be honest with you. So he's taking on Pierre Rosadini, 8-7-3. Not a good record, but I am interested to see how Niall Brown fights. I've heard about him. So come on, fucking box rec, man. Every day it makes me want to go back to fucking. Oh, okay. So I think I know why he's doing this. Dude, what the hell? I don't know. I've clicked it maybe 40 times and it finally worked. So, Kieran Malloy, he's got a decent fight. Lucas Rohig, Cody Smith, Harvey Dykes, bunch of guys, even guys in the card. And then the main event, Josh Wagner is taking on Harlem Eubank in the welterweight division. Harlem Eubank coming off of his pretty bad performance against Jack Catterall. I think that was his last fight. Unless he fought a can in between then. No, that was the last fight. A technical decision. It was. I don't know if the head clash was intentional, but I mean, he. I'll say this about him: he is a solid guy. I mean, he has, you know, he has a 10th round TKO over Tyrone McKenna, who I think Tyrone McKenna is a solid mid level guy at welterweight. So, good for. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, so it's taking on Josh Wagner. Um, I haven't heard much about Josh Wagner, but I'm hoping he wins. I think Harlem Eubank's kind of a bum. Not a bum, but I don't like how he fights. He fought terribly. Josh Wagner's he's from Canada, 33 years old, 19-1. I mean, he's probably going. Harlem Eubank's probably going to beat him, but he's got one loss to David Papot, a Frenchman fighter who's 31-1. Is 34. He just got he just got beat soundly by Liam Paro. Also, it is confirmed. Liam Paro and Patty Donovan are fighting for a true title eliminator at welterweight for the IBF title, which is going to be really interesting. It's going to be in Brisbane. Um, it's going to be really interesting. Cause I mean, I'll be honest. I think that Liam Paro is a fucking awesome. He's the guy who I like. You know, he soundly beat Surya Matias. Obviously lost his title through submissions, but split decision. I mean, I think he still lost, but he's a good fighter. Jonathan Navarro was good. He could win over him. David Papo. I'm excited to watch him fight. That's in January. Oh come on, box. I feel like half of these boxing reviews, guys, is me just struggling to work box rec. I honestly think it's because of this fucking box ESPN app I have. Just fucking load. Okay, so back to Josh Wagner. He has the loss to David Papo. I mean, he's fought most of his fights in Canada. I mean, he's probably going to lose, but that's the Hall of Me to make Josh Wagner card in Sussex, England. Okay, moving on. I just wanted to shout out another fight card that's happening in Long Beach. Mizuki Haruta is taking on Gloria Gallardo, and that is for Hiruta's WBO junior bantamweight title. I'm interested to see her back in there. She's one of my uh, she's one of the women boxers who I try to follow here and there. She's pretty good. Mabel Meja's on the card. There's it's not like it's not an amazing card. It's not like, oh my god, I'm so excited to see it type of card. But man, I know people are like, oh man, Haruta, she's got the WO super flyweight. She's 9-0, and it's supposed to be on UFC Fight Pass. Tom Leffler, who does, I think he promotes Callum Walsh, one of the guys. He's the promoter for this card. There's not like, I mean, there's no like oh my god, like there's not like a bunch of fighters. I'm like, oh my god, I'm dying to see. Uh, I'm you know, I've heard stuff about this guy Aiden Palma. I mean, he's 13-0. He's okay. I don't think he's great. Super bantamweight. I've heard good things to go at the Guadalupe Medina. She's 11-0. She's only 21. She's very young. Um, she's fighting girls 2-4, so she's no one good, but it's interesting to see how she does. But yeah, that's that card, and then obviously we got Ring 4. Let's get right into Ring 4. So Ring 4's got some. I mean, the some of the earlier fights are not great. I mean, I honestly feel like Sultan Al Muhammad and Muhammad Al are just going to be on every single bottom of a Turkey card. And I understand that Turkey's probably their main patron. I get it. I don't got a problem with these guys, but and in terms of Sultan Muhammad, his first fight was against Martin Caraballo on the Crawford Canelo card. Decent fight. He's fighting a guy who's 3-1-1. That's fine. That's okay. He's a lightweight. He's 1-0. But for Muhammad Al he fought Travis Crawford, who was 7-4. I thought the fight was closer than people think. I don't think it was 99-91 what the cards were. I um I thought the Dontrell's card 98-92 was still, you could argue that, but I had it 96-94 personally. Because I didn't think I didn't think that Alkel did enough in some of the rounds to definitely edge it, and I just gave those round to Travis Crawford because yeah, he's apparently he's tired after this fight, poor guy. Um, Yes, he's the sort of guy that Dana White loves. Oh, I love this kid. He comes in on short notice and he's a tough kid. Like shut. You don't know the fuck this. I'm sure Dana White was like, oh, I love this kid. Yeah, sure you like him. Shut up, dude. Um, come on, box rack. Come on, dude. What are we doing? I'm fucking gonna smash. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Okay, and then Julio Portes Ruiz, he's fighting Pius Mapenda, 11-4-1. Ruiz is 13-0. Good super middleweight prospect. Just interested to see how he does. Obviously, Muhammad Al Lakel, whatever, fighting Jai Ming Lee, 7-5. One fight though that I know it's not like massive like it's not as big as the four title fights, but Vito the Milnicki Jr. versus Samuel Noma. Dude, I'm excited for this fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. Samuel Noma is sort of unknown. He's 21-0. He's a pretty, he's 28. Good Nigerian fighter. Um, Clearly the best Nigerian, middleweight in the world. He's very, very good. I like him because he trains in Novara. All Italians know that's in Piedmont, um, in northern Italy. Um, and any guy that trains in Piedmont, that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty close to my family's homeland in the north of Italy near Tortona. It's not, I don't think Tortona's in Piedmont, but it's pretty fucking close. It's not like we're in Body and like like Taranto. So shout out to Sammy Loma. Um, I texted some of my cousins. I'm like, you ever heard of this guy? And they're like, no, but where's he training? I'm like, he trains the Nevada. I'm like, yeah, let's get a win. And I'm like, have you been to that place? And they're like, yeah, it's kind of a shithole. That's what one of my cousins said. He's like, yeah, Nevada's like it's a shithole. And I'm like, okay, cool. Um, I've never been there, but I don't know if it's a shithole or not. So if you're from that part of Italy, I've only I haven't been. I've been to Italy many times. I haven't been there, but I'm sure if Sam will know wins this fight, the place will do good. But he's a good fighter, 21-0. I mean, if you look at his recent win, he doesn't have he's been fighting his entire career in Italy. He's had all 21 fights in Italy. Um, Now Italian boxing is pretty good. We're not amazing, but he hasn't fought anybody really of note. Um, I just I don't think people should not be insulting Giovanni Rossetti's name. 25-year-old, the Italian middleweight. I know he's 16-4, but man, Nino's not. He's not a bum. Okay, he's not a bum. He's not great. I know that Sam Lotto beat him. He lost to Luca Chacchione. Chagone. Okay, but I still like Gio. Okay, I know boxing fans. Who the fuck is this guy? He's coming back. He's not really. Well, come on, BoxRec, you fucking piece of crap. Yeah. So I mean, if you look at his record, his best opponent is Abdul Khattab, whose record was 23-1, and he beat him by this close decision. So I don't think he's a great fighter, but I'm rooting for him. Now he's taking Vito Milnicki Jr., who 23 years old, good fighter, 21-1. I think he's very, very solid. He is ranked by BoxRec 18 in middleweight. If you look at who he's fought obviously better competition. His one loss came in 2021 to James Martin, who isn't even fighting him. Where the guy was 10-4-1. He actually has a fight booked against Tariq Green. Apparently, I have no idea who that guy is. He lost to Courtney Pennington, who is not a great fighter, but he's hardcore friendly. Oh yeah, I heard of that name. You've seen him on High Dragons, Ivan Vasquez, Joseph Spencer. So the guy James Martin, he's fought a lot of decent guys. But that was an early loss in Vito's career. And he didn't really get any, good fights until he fought probably Alexis Salazar Flores, who was, who I don't think is great, but you know, solid record 26-6 before he retired. But then he took on Ronald Cruz 2024. That was a good win for him. Blowout. Laszlo Toff. That was a weird. That was a weird disqualification fight. But then he took on two fights there. He took on. He unfortunately he has his DQ, and then he has another no contest, which. So he fought this guy Connor Coyle, right, in 2025. He's a good fighter from Ireland. He's 35 years old. He's still undefeated, but he hasn't fought since this fight. I don't think it's gonna be anything special personally. I thought that Vito won. Personally, it was close. They ruled it a majority draw on the cards, but yeah, as I said, they ruled it a majority draw on the cards. The New York, and this was at Madison Square Garden. What card was this on? But the New York Commission changed it to a no contest for whatever reason. I don't know why. Who cares? But I thought that Vito won the fight personally. This was this was one Keyshawn Davis knocked out Dennis Bridchick for the WBO title. It's kind of funny that Keyshawn Davis. It's kind of funny. He's already going up because the WBO lightweight title's on the line tonight, and Abdul Mason is fighting Sam Oaks for it. It's kind of funny that Keyshawn Davis. It is interesting because Emilio Navarrete is a good fighter. He went up to fight Dennis Bridchick, try to get it, didn't get it. Good close fight. Beat Oscar Valdez. He's fighting Eduardo Nunez. Good fight. Good fight. I think it's unification. Because Nunez is the. That's actually going to be a really solid fight. When is that? That's in February. It's a good fight. Glendale. It's actually a pretty good place. Come on, just go back. God damn it. Yeah, but okay. Yep. Come on. Yeah. So and then in Vito's last fight took on Camille Gardziak. I don't know. He was 19-0. He fought him in Newark and he beat him by decision, lopsided, dropped him around 3. So in terms of competition, I think he's fought a little better than Samuel Noah. Not like massively, but definitely better. In comparison to record, it's just at least records. But I'm excited for the fight. Let's go, Samuel. I know Vito's American, but Samuel trains in Navarra. A lot. Okay, and then obviously next up, the first of the obviously massive fights is Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes for the vacant WBO lightweight title, just recently vacated by Keyshawn Davis. That's gonna be awesome. This is probably gonna be, if for some reason that the main event isn't an absolute war, this will be fight of the night. The main event will be an absolute war, so there's no worry. There's no worry at all about that. So I've heard a lot of people who are picking Mason. Mason's 21. If Mason cannot establish stuff early, he's going to lose. He's going to lose his fight by a war of attrition. Sam Noakes hits like a truck. He's a strong lightweight, good fighter. I really like him. He's really good. He's 17-0. He is 28, so he's as dumb shout out to the guys at the proper podcast, Sonny, Kaya, Johnny B. Shout out to you guys. Get in the fucking bin, Steve. I gotta say, man, Kyle was getting me dying today. And it's like, we're all fucking drunk then, mate. We're all fucking drunk. It's just, they're hilarious, man. I die every time. It's great. But I agree with what both Sonny and Johnny B said about Sam Noakes. He's 28, got more of like man strength. I mean, he's fought good fighters. Yvonne Mendy, Louis Sylvester, Ryan Walsh. Um, the Blaz fight wasn't great, but whatever. Um, I was just pretty much it was pretty much a tune up to be honest with you. But yeah, it's hard because Abdullah Mason's a good fighter. He's 19-0. He's got a good looking record. The one thing I try to do on here is I try to give my opinions about the resumes mostly because that's really all as a boxing fan, historian guy as I try to be. It's the only thing I can really go off of because you know you can watch a lot of tape, but as my man Rummy's corner says once again, what the hell do I know? I ain't exactly Quasimodo over here, and so that's why I don't try to watch film anymore. I'll watch highlights for the I'll watch highlights. You I'll watch highlights for to get used to the fighters, but I don't watch it for tape really. Um, just look at resumes. That's a good way to judge it, as I think. Come na 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 box rec doesn't wanna fuck you. Jesus Christ. Okay, Abdul Mason. He's 19-0. He's 21. He's really really young. Um, he has not fought anybody of real note himself. Um, I mean, Johan Vasquez, good. I think he's a good fighter. Um, he's a pretty good fighter. I think. He was 26, not too good, but Carlos Ornelas was a recent win of his, and then Jermia Nakathila, mediocre guy, was stopped him round 5. A former top ranked guy who I think a lot of the top ranked guys are either really good boxers or they're just kind of not frauds, but they're not tested. He's not been tested against anybody like Sam Noakes, and I think Sam actually brought that up in the press conference. He said, "I've never fought anybody like him, and he's never fought anybody like me," and it's honestly very true in this fight. But I am excited to see that fight. I'm gonna go with Abdul Mason if he's as good as everyone says he is, and it could be the future guy to unify 135. He's 21. He's really young. I think Sam Noakes is gonna hit him, and he's gonna hurt him at some point in this fight. I think Sam Noakes is too tough to be put away early. I could see Mason maybe stopping him, maybe corner throws in the towel around 9 or 10. Definitely in the later rounds, maybe he wins or definitely wins the decision. Sam Noakes probably does have to knock him out to win this fight on points. But if he catches him clean, obviously he can knock him out. But we'll see. Yeah, is it possible that Sam Noakes wins by decision? I guess I don't know. We'll see. But that's gonna be a good fight. Then we have one of the guys who I think is one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world, Jesse Rodriguez, taking on Jesse Bam Rodriguez. My bad. He is taking on the uh, he's taking on Fernando Daniel Martinez from Argentina. He's 18-0. He is the WBA world champion. Obviously, Rodriguez is the WBC and WBO champion. Um, and this fight, so when we look at Martinez, he's 34. He's not young. He's a good fighter, though. I mean, he's had some good fights. He actually won the IBF Super Flyweight title against German and Cajas back in 2022. So that was actually That's actually a good fight. I actually remember watching that fight. That was actually a really solid fight on Showtime. Uh, yeah, Chris Colbert was on the card. That was a good fight. That was a really good fight. Gary Antoine Russell was on the card. He knocked out Victor Postal. Was that the last fight of Postal's career? Nah, that's not what. He's still fighting Postal. And good for him. What the hell? They have did fights in Ukraine? Guess Russia's getting their ass kicked. It's crazy. Yeah, Chris Colbert lost. Yeah, good card though. Yeah, he had a rematch with Ancajas, won that as well. He's had two good fights with Kazuto Ioka, who I think is a really solid guy at this weight class. I mean, he's a good fighter. He's 36, but he's a 31 4-1. He's been fighting in this weight class. He's been fighting at 115 for a while. He obviously, he's still, and most of these guys, they started their career at strawweight. He started his career at 108 strawweight. Yeah, because he was the WC champion for a while down there, and then yeah, lost the I didn't win the IBF World Fly, and then went up to super flyweight and lost to Donnie Nieves, but then won it against Aaron Police, Aston, whatever. But he's a good fighter. He was the WBO um, super flyweight champion even after a draw to Joshua Franco. Um, and then beat him in a rematch. And then yeah, he had the so when he lost to Fernando Daniel Martinez, it was a unification fight. Martinez won and became the IBF and WBA champion. Um, and for some reason, the IBF didn't want a rematch. The first fight was pretty good. In Japan, the IBF said no, defending against this guy, some guy, and he goes, "No, I'm fighting Ioka because they signed a rematch clause for money. They signed it for more pay in Japan. That's why they did it. And the IBF's like, we'll strip you. He goes, do it, and they did. Um, and they're actually having a vacant title fight because that was back in 2024, I think. When did this happen? This happened back when I think 2024. God damn it, BoxRec. Yeah, it was after 2024, and then they gave the vacant title fight to Ubaldo Garcia Perez and Rene Bibano, Bibiano, and obviously he won the second fight, so he won. He's fighting Kenshiro Taraji. That's gonna be a good fight. That's on the this. I'm just calling it the Samurai card at the end of December. So I'm so glad we're getting that at the end of the year. So excited. Jesse Rodriguez um, is one of the best in the world. And Fernando Martinez, I hate to say it because this is real. I mean, let's be honest. I think if if Taraji if Taraji beats Perez, he's gonna fight the winner, which is gonna be Bam. Bam's gonna win this fight. I think that Martinez will put up a good fight, but I think he'll get stopped in 6 or 7 probably, maybe less. I don't know. I think Bam's gonna try to show out for everybody on the ring card, so all the fans. And Bam, I mean, but as I said, if Bam wins this fight, which I think he will, and if Taraji wins, I think if they said, "Hey, Bam, got a chance to completely unify super flyweight," might as well just fucking do it. Maybe he goes up, but Jesse Bam Rodriguez, I mean, the guy is one of the best in the world, man. I mean, I'm gonna do a pound for pound video at some point soon, but he's amazing, man. 22-0. Um, everyone was giving him crap for his fight with Kafu because when he fought Kafu, he was already signed to fight Martinez. He was signed to not just defend his title, but to fight Martinez in a unification. So if he had somehow lost to Kafu, he would have had a chance to win another world title right away. Um, that didn't happen, obviously. But this guy is an awesome champion. It's kind of crazy. Everyone forgets he went. This guy. He started at middle of his career, went up, won some fights. He when he beat Carlos Quadras for a title, WC title was told for a while. He had that for a good while, and then went down, beat Christian Gonzalez Hernandez for the WBO World Fly. Went down, uh, had a good fight with Sonny Edwards. I love Sonny Edwards. He's a pretty tough guy. Good for him, man. But defeated Sonny Edwards in a good fight, finishing in round 9. Went back up, fought a legend in Juan Francisco Estrada, knocked him out, and then unified the titles recently. I mean, if you look at the names, Pedro Guevara 2 fights ago knocked him out easily. It's third round. I mean, it was great. And then he took out Cafu, which wasn't an easy fight. Cafu had some success in the early rounds, but pretty good win for him to beat Cafu. And he got 2 belts in this division, a chance to get 3. He really should be 4, because I think you know, I don't know why the IBF stripped Martinez, but probably because of a mandatory obligation. They always do that. Typical. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the whole WBO fucking whatever. And Jake Paul. I think I'm gonna make a boxing news video tomorrow. Whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Bam Rodriguez to win this fight by knockout. 5th round, probably 6 or 7, maybe. And then we have Brian Norman Jr. taking on Devin the Dream Haney. So I'm gonna make this quick about this fight. Then we'll get to the main event because I think this fight is either gonna be really good for Brian Norman Jr. and he's gonna win this fight, or most likely Devin Haney's gonna run away. And if he does do that, he has to go on the mic and turn heel and say, and then fuck all yous, hate everybody, I box my way, become a villain. Because he tries to appease people sometimes and it backfires on him. So I don't know. Devin Haney's loss to Ryan Garcia is a loss. I view Devin Haney's record as 31-1. I don't view him as 32-0. Because my whole thing is I saw Ryan Garcia. Here's why I say that. I saw Ryan Garcia throw the exact same speed of punches against Gervonta Davis. And he didn't pop for that one. Showtime would have definitely done something. So he didn't pop for that one. So I'm sure he was on something, but I don't think it affected him that much in the ring personally. And I don't even like Ryan Garcia that much. I think he's kind of a freaking crybaby, but he won that fight legitimately. And maybe Devin Haney didn't show up. I don't know. His last fight against Jose Ramirez was, I mean, everyone expected him to go out and box Ramirez and run, but it was worse. It was worse than that. It was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. I turned it off after the 3rd round, and then I think I turned back on the main event, which I think was Garcia and Rolly Romero. And I did watch all of that, but I was like, I kind of want to die. I don't know if Haney was the main event. I don't remember. All I remember is that fight. I turned it off. I couldn't watch it after round 3. It was that bad. Brian Norman Jr. is 28-0. He's a good fighter. He's had some good success at welterweight. I mean, he's not a nobody. I mean, coming up, he fought a bunch of he did a lot of American guys do in the south part of the U.S. is they go to Mexico or they go to the Caribbean and they fight a bunch of cans. He went to Mexico for a while, fought absolute cans, got his record good, and he's only 24. Ryan's young, 24 years old. So when he turned pro, it was what 2018. He was 18 years old when he turned pro 6 years ago. Actually, 7 really. So they would have been like 18, 17. So he really was young as shit. Probably should have had more amateur experience. I mean, he has some amateur. He does have some amateur experience, but still, he probably should have had a little more time as an amateur, maybe, or a year or so. And he spent a long part of his career building, getting better as a young kid. Didn't fight anybody of real no. I mean, probably until he fought a good fighter in Quinton Randall, who I don't think is a great fighter, but Quinton Randall's, he's he's 35, but he is an absolute terrible fighter. He's decently solid. Um, but Brian Norman Jr. has built his record up over time. He's young. That's why he's got a lot of. Oh my God, box rec. Jesus Christ. Um, and then he has a no contest fight to Janelson Figueroa. Uh, Janelson Figueroa Bogaccia. Never heard of that guy. There was cuts, so there's no contest. I don't know who that is. Giovanni Santillon, that was for WBO interim. He was elevated to WBO champion and then made two defenses against the Amder Cuevas and Jin Sasaki, both knockouts in the third and fifth, respectively. And he's got a great hook. I'll say this: I really hope that Brian Norman Jr. knocks him out and becomes a star and pushes on the scene, and it's great. However, I don't think that's going to happen. I would love it to. It'd be great. It probably isn't what is going to happen. Probably isn't. So, fuck. Yeah, I mean, what's going to happen? What I'm hoping is that Devin Haney trades a little bit, maybe gets wobbled a little bit, but boxes the way that Shakur Stevenson, he's getting a lot of crap for being a runner. And he boxed, who did he fight? He fought that Mexican. I forgot that poor guy's name. But he fought him really well, and he boxed well, and he actually traded some points. And it was a pretty competitive, exciting fight for the times it was. So I hope that Brian Norman Jr. does that, or not Brian Norman Jr. I hope that Devin Haney forces that fight with Brian Norman Jr. There is risk in that, but also might get the fans to go, hey, Devin Haney. Now, what Devin Haney should do is he should go in there and tactically break Brian Norman down and finish him in the later rounds. That would really, I mean, Devin Haney needs a knockout. He needs one goddamn badly. We're not going to see one by him, but he needs one. He probably doesn't think he does because he's an idiot, but, obviously, I might want Brian Norman Jr. to win and knock out Devin Haney and say, and I agree with the guys from, the Private Boxing Podcast. We all want Norman for boxing. For the state of our mental state of boxing, we need Brian Norman Jr. What are you doing, BoxRec? Fucking Christ. Jesus, fuck, I want to shoot this computer. I'm going with Devin Haney. So, main event time. Obviously, the main event, David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde for the WBC light heavyweight championship of the world. Anthony Yarde's the only guy out of the 4 title fights that doesn't have an undefeated record. Everybody, Sam Noakes, Mason, Martinez, Rodriguez, Norman Jr., Haney, Benavidez, everyone has an undefeated record but Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde, yes, he has the Lyndon Yarde, he has the Lyndon Arthur loss, which isn't the best, but Lyndon Arthur's a pretty solid guy. I think he's fringe world level, solid mid-level contender guy at best. Anthony Yarde always brings it, and you guys should go watch the video about him by Sonny from the Proper Boxing Podcast. It's true. His career, he's fought in such good fighters and had great wars with both Beterbiev and Sergey Kovalev and the fights of Lyndon Arthur. Outside of that, he's fought absolute cans, absolute Latvian cab driver Binman, and he's looked terrible against most of them. Obviously, if the fight with Joshua Buatsi had come to fruition and they had fought and he had beaten Buatsi, which I think he might have at the time, I would have a different opinion of his fight, maybe a little bit. I think that Anthony Yarde is going to bring the war. He's going to bring the fight. Lions in the camp! Lions in the camp! I always love saying that about Anthony Yarde. Lions in the camp! Lions in the camp! I'm sorry, I can't say it like him. Lions! It's not that fucking Charlo thing. It's yeah, man. Lions only, man. Lions only. Fuck out of here, Charlos. You let me down in so many fucking ways. But I love Anthony Yarde. He's an all-action fighter when he brings it. I've made the mistake of watching a couple of his fights, like stream a couple of his fights, the ones that are not against the Russians, Kovalev and Beterbiev, and not the fights against Litvinov, which aren't the best either. I've watched some of his recent fights. Oh, oh my god, they hurt. Oh god, but outside of that, he's awesome. And then he's not when he fights. He's so. I want Anthony Yarde to win. I hope it'd be great for British boxing, great for the world. Um, if Anthony Yarde wins this fight, they're going to have an immediate rematch, and they're going to have a great, duology, maybe a trilogy. Who knows? But that would be the greatest for Yard to get a trilogy with someone of the stature of David Benavidez. Anthony Yard's a good fighter. I love him. It's all action. He's the natural out of the weight class. I think he's right. I think he does hit harder, in my opinion. But David Benavidez is the Mexican monster for a fucking reason, man. He is fucking badass. 28 years old, 30-0. I have him in my pound for pound two-weight world champion now. He was crushing guys at super middle. I mean, now his knockout power, I will say, has not translated great. David Morrell and Godsvig, who have both been knocked out, or not Morrell, but Godsvig has. I mean, but better be it, obviously, still. But it wasn't the greatest win. But really, I knew this guy was going to get when he knocked out Julian Love in 2 rounds. That was awesome. I think that was on the. I think that was on the Canelo. No, that was on the Mikey Benavidez. Oh, that was on the Mikey Garcia fight when he got beat by Errol Spence. That was actually a pretty good fight. And then he really joined it when he thought Anthony Durrell. Um, it's kind of funny because at the time I'm like, hold on a second. And it's funny when he fought Anthony Durrell, I thought it was Andre Durrell. I'm like, Andre Durrell's still fighting. It was his brother Anthony Durrell. Who was a good fighter. Was never a bad fighter. He never won a. He beat Avni Yildirim, so bum, to win a world title. So good for him. Actually, he 2-time world champion, lost to Psychobika or Better Jack. Man, Better Jack's still WBC World Cruiser Champion. Oh, he's fighting somebody. Noyer Makiljian? Who the fuck is this guy? He's from Armenia. He's 27-3. Oh, yeah, he's the guy that Better Jack beat for the cruiserweight belt. Gotcha. Rematch. Ah, it's called a hashtag WW.rematch season. Oh, that's a terrible fucking name. Who's on this card? This is in December. Badu Jack, Gloria Moon. Okay. Steve Bash. Oh yeah, Bash Boxing. Okay. Um, I think that Badu Jack's getting the massive lion share of all that damn money. Good for him. It's on Prime. Good for him, man. Come on. What are we doing here? Go back. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. There we go. So and then he took back to Benavidez, took on Romer Alexis Angulo, good fighter. Defeated him when he. Oh, I keep forgetting that he. What the hell did? Okay. Oh, I know what happened. Yeah, he beat Ronald Gavril. Yeah, okay, I know what happened. He beat Yavor Gavril in 2017 for the title. That's true. Yeah. And then yeah, I know what happened. Yeah, there's boxing politics. I remember all the David Benavidez stuff. Yeah, I remember. Uh, you know, I remember now because he got something happened. Then after that's right, he lost it, and then it went to Cal and stuff. I remember now. Yeah, so obviously WC middleweight champion. Had 4 fights for it, good fights. Then took on Ronald Ellis, Kyron Davis. I watched this fight with David Lemieux. Now, David Lemieux, at the time was not a spring chicken. He was 33, and honestly, I thought when I watched the fight, like, he wants to be 38. Only 33. I think he is actually still fighting. He's not. He's not. She's not. Wow. Oh, he retired at 33. Wow. How old was he when he fought Billy Joe Saunders? In 2017 on that card for the WBO title. How old was he then? They were the same age, 28. Really? I did not know that. How old was he when he fought Golovkin? 2015. He must have been 25 years old. 26. Wow. I thought him and Golovkin were the same age for some reason. I don't know why I thought that. Hassan Najayan, good fighter. Gabe Rosado, stud. Shout out to you, Gabe Rosado. Glenn Tapia, he was good. Okay, but yeah, his win over Lemieux was pretty good, and then his big grudge match with Caleb Plant. That's when everyone went, okay, this guy's the real fucking deal. He's had back-to-back wins or wins recently. I mean, he's his last 4 fights have been great. You know, Caleb Plant, really good fight, beat the shit out of him, honestly. And Demetrius Andrade, former 2-weight world champion, I made a fight profile on. Great win for him, knocked him out in the 6th round. Goes up to light heavy, has the fight with Gavansdik. I think he was a former WC champion himself. Good fight, beat him convincingly. Um, and then the fight with Dave Morrell, which was a good fight. Dave Morrell's, I think he's got a fight coming up. Oh no, he had a fight back in July. He beat Ihman Kadiev by split decision. Good for him, man. Good for him. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to me, Yard. I want to say this though. Dave Benavidez can be hit. He can be hit. Yard will probably have if Yard makes it the war that he always does. He's going to have the moment where he hurts him, and if he can put him away, and here's the thing, Yard has to put him away before 7 or 8 or 9. He has to. Once it gets to around 9, 10, Benavidez will get through the middle rounds well, because that's when Yard goes. He goes in the middle rounds. He can go late, can go early, but he doesn't always. So I'm really excited for this fight, guys. I mean, I think my prediction is David Benavidez either late stoppage or decision win over Anthony Yard. But it's going to be a war. And honestly, I feel like if Anthony Yard wins, he could get anybody. If Anthony Yard wins, I wouldn't be surprised if Canelo's like, I'll fight him. That would piss off Benavidez more, I think. Would be to lose the Yard and then have fucking Canelo fight Yard. That'd be fucking terrible. So we will see. But I'm so pumped for this fight, guys. This card is stacked. We got boxing coming up in December with the Samurai card and everything. Obviously, UFC Qatar this weekend. Isaiah made a video about that. Wow, 48 minutes. I get to bed. That's going to do it, guys. This was the Big Boxing Weekend Preview number 5. Stay tuned. I'm thinking I might do, I don't know what time this card is going to be on exactly. I'll have to look. I'm gonna have to look about exactly when this card's happening because I'm also someone asked David Benavidez about oh yeah, Bam's gonna move up soon. He should. Someone asked David Benavidez about Canelo, and honestly, I don't think he ever fights the guy. Poor guy. That's his poor guy. Sucks, man. Okay. That's gonna do it, guys. So, my name is Jake. Thanks for watching, and remember, all the greatest fighters lose. Always live it all in the final round. See you guys.